Of round 2 of the PGA Championship at Valhalla Golf Club, just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. That's Randy Scott. I'm Gary Streisky. The start of Friday's second round delayed for at least an hour, Randy, with reports of an accident just outside of the gates of the golf club.
Yeah, that delay coming, news coming as you take looks here, live looks at Louisville, Kentucky. Outside of the championship gate, let's throw down to Valhalla now with more from Dave Fleming. Dave, good morning.
All right, good morning, guys. It is truly a strange scene, and you can see what it looks like outside the gates here at Valhalla Golf Club, where the sun has started to come up. So what is happening is a little more visible than it was just about an hour ago. A massive delay. We were told there was an accident just before we arrived here on property, and that accident involved a pedestrian fatality. So that's one part of the story. Dave Fleming, Andy North, Jeff Darlington. It has been a scramble this morning to get here and get ready. And guys, that's only part of the story. We don't know much more about the accident, Jeff. We do know that wasn't the only thing that happened outside the gates this morning.
That's correct. Entering Valhalla Golf Club this morning, we witnessed a car pull around us that was Scottie Scheffler was in the car. To be very clear about the details here, Scottie Scheffler has been detained by police officers, placed in the back of a police vehicle in handcuffs after he tried to pull around what he believed to be security, ended up being police officers. They told him to stop. When he didn't stop, the police officer attached himself to the vehicle. Scheffler then traveled another 10 yards before stopping the car. The police officer then grabbed at his arm, attempting to pull him out of the car before Scheffler eventually opened the door, at which point the police officer pulled Scheffler out of the car, pushed him up against the car, and immediately placed him in handcuffs. Scheffler was then walked over to the police car, placed in the back in handcuffs, very stunned about what was happening, looked toward me as he was in those handcuffs and said, "Please help me." He very clearly did not know what was happening in the situation. It moved very quickly, very rapidly, very aggressively.
Trying to go around.
He was detained in that police vehicle for approximately 20 minutes. The police officers at that point did not understand that Scottie Scheffler was a golfer in the tournament, nor, of course, that he is the #1 player in the world.
How do you even explain this stuff? I mean, there's been hundreds of times that you've come up to a gate as a player and gone around security people to get into the golf course. You know, unfortunately, these things are happening, and then right now, it's just crazy. We don't have any idea exactly where we are at this moment.
As for the tournament, the PGA Tour, of course, put out a statement saying that they had to delay it because of the accident. It was supposed to begin at 7:15, but of course that has changed with all the movement and weather as well. And here's a statement from the PGA Tour of America, keeping it short. As this is an ongoing situation, we will let you know of any updates as they come.
Them boy kept it too simple.
Speaking of Valhalla, our guys, Joe Musso, Rick Gehman, and Kyle Porter. A unique situation, fellas.
Yeah, certainly surreal circumstances, Brandon, leading us into this morning with the news obviously highlighting all of a fatal accident early this morning, heightening the sense of everything. And then shortly thereafter, Scottie Scheffler detained and booked by the police department here in the Louisville area. Joe Musso alongside Kyle Porter and Rick Gehman. Guys, I just want to lead us off on the top because it's not often you have an eyewitness report from a reporter. ESPN's Jeff Darlington leading the reporting on this. And he says in his statement via Twitter, breaking news, world #1 Scottie Scheffler has been detained by police in handcuffs after a misunderstanding with traffic flow that led to his attempt to drive past a police officer into Valhalla Golf Club. The police officer attempted to attach himself to Scheffler's car, and Scheffler then stopped his vehicle at the entrance to Valhalla. The police officer began to scream at Scheffler to get out of the car. When Scheffler exited the vehicle, the officer shoved Scheffler against the car, immediately placed him in handcuffs. He is now being detained in the back of a police car. That is obviously a dated report. He has been detained and booked at the police department. Surreal circumstances, Kyle Porter, leading us into Friday.